Yes, guys, how's everyone doing? Welcome back to the Dugout Football Channel, where it is time for match week 13 of the 2020-21 Premier League season. Now it's a quick turnaround because games are coming thick and fast, and we have games this midweek as well. But before I start with match week 13, let's have a quick look at how we did in match week 12. An absolute shocker for me yet again. I got 3 points with 3 outcomes, no perfect scores. It was a pretty poor week for me as well. But there were some shock results in there as well. Top scorer for the second consecutive week was Reece Woods. And Reece Woods, hats off to you, my friend. 10 points from that game week. Absolutely fantastic. There were a few players averaging 9s and a few players averaging 8s and 7s. Fantastic from everyone as well. So very well done. So we come to match week 13, and probably one of the games of the week is surely Liverpool Tottenham, the two title contenders, going head to head at Anfield on Wednesday. So it's going to be a really interesting game, that one for sure. So let's start with Wolves against Chelsea. The last 5 between the sides resulted in 3 wins to Chelsea, 1 draw and 1 win to Wolves. The last result was a 5-2 win to Chelsea. Well, both of these sides come off the back of defeats in the last game. Wolves losing 1-0 to Aston Villa. They will be without Jeremy Tino, who got himself sent off for 2 bookable offences to become Mike Dean's 3,000th red card. Is that right? Or 3,000th for something like that. Booking anyway. But yeah, Wolves, not a good performance against Aston Villa. They did hit the post from Fabio Silva, and they did have a couple of other chances as well. Chelsea, really poor against Everton, had all the possession in the game, but the thing is you don't win games with possession. It's putting the ball in the back of the net, and unfortunately Chelsea didn't do that. And Mendy had a bit of a shocker as well, coming out and completely missing the ball, completely colliding into Calvert-Lewin. It was a definite penalty, and Sigurdsson scores a penalty. So Chelsea lose that one by 1-0. So really difficult one to call. I know Wolves have, missing their talisman, Jimenez. Chelsea lost their first game since September. I'm going to go for a Chelsea win in this one. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Chelsea. I'm going to go for them to get a clean sheet and a win in this one. And we have Manchester City against West Brom now. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in, surprisingly not, 5 wins to Man City. The last result was a 3-0 win to Man City. Right, get your watch and basically rewind back to the Manchester derby. And I can honestly say that was one of the worst games I have ever watched in my entire life. Worst Manchester derby I've ever seen in my life. Boring from start to finish. Yes, there were a couple of chances, you could say, like City had a couple of chances, tested De Gea very well. Man United had a couple of chances as well, but dearie me, awful game of football, that one. But Man City are coming off the back of back in front of their home fans, and they'll definitely be wanting to improve. West Brom, unlucky to lose to Newcastle, dominated the game again. Another game where you kind of says that possession doesn't mean everything in a game of football. West Brom dominated Newcastle, lost the game 2-1. So that's the part and parcel of football, unfortunately. So because of how poorly Man City played against West Brom, Man City played against Manchester United in the derby, I'm expecting them to come back all guns blazing. I expect Aguero to be back. I expect them to be firing all cylinders here. Man City 3, West Brom 0 I'm going to go for. And this is a very interesting game coming up. We have Arsenal against Southampton. The last 5 between the sides well done. 3 wins to Arsenal, 1 draw and 1 win to Southampton. The last result was a 2-2 draw with the side. Well, Arsenal, what on earth is going on at Arsenal? 1-0 defeat to Burnley. Burnley's first win at the Emirates since the 70s. Arsenal have now lost 4 home games in a row for the first time since 1959. Surely Arteta is close to the exit door. Surely he is close to the exit door. Arsenal just look a team devoid of ideas, and it doesn't help when Aubameyang scores an OG and Granit Xhaka, a moment of madness, in all honesty. Moment of absolute madness. You can't grab someone by the neck with your hand. You just can't. And especially when you got VAR around. So, you know what? That is one thing I can say for that. Southampton, yeah, their fans will be dreaming of Europe for sure. 3-0 win over Sheffield United. Absolutely fantastic performance from Che Adams, Danny Ings, Stuart Armstrong in particular. Really great play from Southampton. And they will be licking their lips going to Arsenal. And I'm going to say that Arsenal will lose a 5th home game in a row. Arsenal 0, Southampton 1. And I asked the question, Arsenal are only 5 points ahead of the relegation zone. Are Arsenal in a relegation battle? Let me know in the comments. Are Arsenal in a relegation battle? Well, we will see. But I'm going for Southampton to get another win. 1-0 I'm going to go for to them to beat Arsenal. And a very good game up in store next. Leeds United against Newcastle United. Last 5 between the sides resulted in 1 win to Leeds, 1 draw and 3 wins to Newcastle. The last result was a 2-2 draw between the sides. Leeds United, ooh, yeah, that was a sore one to take against. West Ham. But you have to say West Ham played very, very well in that game and probably thoroughly deserved to win. I know Leeds took the lead, but defensive mistakes again from Leeds United, and that's what's costing them, is defensive mistakes as well. Newcastle United come off the back of a 2-1 win over West Brom. Absolutely dominated in possession by West Brom in that game, but Newcastle get the win. And yeah, for 29 seconds I think they scored their first goal against West Brom, so that's one of the fastest in Premier League history as well. Leeds United, I think the honeymoon period is over for Leeds United. They have lost a couple of games recently, and I'm going to go for Newcastle to continue their good recent record against Leeds United. Leeds United 1, Newcastle United 2 I'm going to go for Newcastle to beat Leeds by 2-1. And now we have Leicester City against Everton. A very good matchup, this one. Last 5 between the sides resulted in 2 wins to Leicester and 3 wins to Everton. The last result was a 2-1 win to Leicester City. Well, Leicester City, absolutely magnificent performance against Brighton. Very, very well done to James Maddison and Jamie Vardy. Both of them looked really, really good in that game. And they looked really solid at the back as well. I know Brighton had a couple of chances. Obviously, Welbeck had a chance to, score, but apart from that, Leicester were very, very good, and it was a very good win for Leicester. Everton, a very good victory over Chelsea. Ben Godfrey was man of the match for me in that game. He was everywhere in that game. Dominic Calvert-Lewin worked his socks off as well. So this is a really difficult game to predict, but I'm going to go for Leicester City to continue their good recent record. Leicester City 2, Everton 1 I'm going to go for. And now we have Fulham against Brighton. Now, the last 5 between the sides resulted in 1... Actually, there's only been 2 meetings, and it's 1 win to Fulham and 1 draw. The last result was a 4-2 win to Fulham, and I think, if I remember rightly, this was on the last day of the last season that Fulham were in the Premier League. So there we go. Fulham, I have to say, if you haven't seen my match reaction from the Liverpool-Fulham game, Fulham deserved the win. They absolutely dominated Liverpool. They absolutely outplayed Liverpool as well. I have to say, I have to say that Fulham, how are they 17th when they're playing like that against the champions of England, and they've taken them to the full 90 minutes and played them off the park? They were absolutely fantastic, and Ademola Lookman was fantastic, Cavaliero was fantastic, Bobby Reid was also fantastic. So how are they 17th? You have to wonder that as well. Brighton 3-0 defeat to Leicester. Not good performance from Brighton there. So they'll hope to pick up something in this game, but I'm actually going to go for the home side to win in this game. I'm going to go for Fulham to continue from their good performance against Liverpool, and I'm going to go for them to win this one. Fulham 1, Brighton 0 I'm going to go for. And now we have the game of the week for sure. Liverpool against Tottenham. Now, the last 5 between the sides have resulted in 4 wins to Liverpool and 1 draw. The last result was a 2-1 win for Liverpool. Liverpool were very lucky. Very, very lucky to get a draw against Fulham. As I've said, Mohamed Salah getting a dubious penalty, it has to be said. And then obviously, they could have conceded another penalty at the start of the game because Fabinho does take out Cavaleiro. Yes, one angle can say he does get the ball, another angle says different. It took 3 minutes to come to a decision in that, but without that, Liverpool were poor, very, very poor against Fulham, and they'll hope to bounce back for sure. Tottenham, still top of the league, but they kind of let Palace back into the game against them. 1-1 draw with them. Harry Kane's shot did squirm under Facenti Guaita's, grasp, but it's going to be a very interesting one. Liverpool-Tottenham games are always very close anyway, so I'm going to go for Liverpool to bounce back from that game against Fulham. I'm going to go for them to win this one. I don't think it's going to be an easy game because Mourinho always likes to go to Anfield and make it difficult for the opposition. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Liverpool in this game. And then we have a London derby. We have West Ham against Crystal Palace. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 2 wins to Palace, 2 draws and 1 win to West Ham. The last result was a 2-1 win to Palace. West Ham coming off the back of a 2-1 win over Leeds United, and very, very good performance. Very good performance. Ogbonna getting the winner as well. Leapt up like a salmon and scored a fantastic header from Cresswell's cross. Really great performance from West Ham. It's a great win as well. West Ham are doing very, very well this season, and it's good to see. It's good to see. West Ham do deserve to be top 10 at least, but their fans will be looking forward for the rest of the season. No doubt about that. Crystal Palace 1-1 draw with Tottenham. Vicente Guaita was definitely man of the match in that game, with some stunning saves from the Spaniard. It'll be interesting to see if Palace can keep a hold of him, because he is a wanted man for sure. He's a great goalkeeper. Yes, you could say that he lets Harry Kane's shots squirm under his body, but one thing you do is just keep on doing good saves after good saves, and that is one thing you can say about Palace. So this is a really hard one to call, but West Ham's form recently just kind of tips me to pick this one. West Ham 2, Crystal Palace 1. I'm going to go for. And we have Aston Villa against Burnley. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 2 wins to Villa, 2 draws and 1 win to Burnley. The last result was a 2-2 draw between the sides. Aston Villa, a very good win against Wolves. From the penalty spot, Anwar El Ghazi getting the winner as well. Very good penalty from him. Very good confidence for him. They will be without Douglas Luiz, of course, because he got sent off for 2 really silly yellows, it has to be said. But you can't take away from Villa a very good performance. Emi Martinez, clean sheet again. How many clean sheets is Villa going to get this season? Martinez has been a very, very good goalkeeper for sure. Burnley, fantastic win against Arsenal. Yes, they had to rely on an Aubameyang OG, but a very, very good win for Burnley, and the only way is up for Burnley now. The only way is up for Burnley, so that's one thing you can say for sure. So this is a really difficult one to call a game, but Aston Villa's form is absolutely fantastic, but not at home. They have lost the last 3 at home. Can Burnley take advantage of that? No, I think Aston Villa will win this one. Aston Villa 2, Burnley 0, I am going to go for. And the final game to preview and predict is Sheffield United against Manchester United. The last 5 between the sides have resulted in 4 wins to Manchester United that is, and 1 draw. The last result was a 3-3 draw between the sides. Well, Sheffield United, 1 point from 12 league games. Not good enough. 1 point. Are they good as gone? Well, The one thing I can say, I don't think they'll get rid of Wilder. I think Wilder will stick with them, and I think he will try and get them back up. But it is still too early to say. But Sheffield United do look a bit devoid of ideas, unfortunately. And this is the thing with second season syndrome. We were worried about the second season syndrome with Sheffield United, and it has come to fruition. Manchester United, well, let's not talk about the Manchester derby anymore, because that was an awful game of football. But it's a good point for Manchester United, you have to say. Now, this fixture finished 3-3 last season. I'm going to predict a 3 for one of these teams, and unfortunately, it's more gloom and doom for Sheffield United. I'm going for a 3-0 win to Manchester United. I think Manchester United will be too strong for Sheffield United. So that is it. That is Matchweek 13 done and dusted. As I've said, leave your predictions in the comment section down below, and like Reese Woods, you will get a shout out in the next video. So my predictions are as follows: Wolves 0, Chelsea 2, Man City 3, West Brom 0, Arsenal 0, Southampton 1, Leeds United 1, Newcastle United 2, Leicester City 2, Everton 1, Fulham 1, Brighton 0, Liverpool 2, Tottenham 1, West Ham 2, Crystal Palace 1, Aston Villa 2, Burnley 0, and Sheffield United 0, Manchester United 3. So that is it. That is Matchweek 13 done and dusted. As I've said, leave your predictions in the comment section down below. Games are coming thick and fast. We have the Christmas period coming up soon. So we've got games Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday this week. So obviously the next predictions video will probably be Friday, probably maybe midnight on Thursday, depending on how things go as well. So yeah, keep an eye out and turn notifications on, because YouTube do not like notifications. So that is something I can say for sure for that one. But yeah, that's it from me. Matchweek 13 is going to be very, very interesting for sure. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But subscribe if you like this content, and like the video as well. So we'll see what happens for sure. But yeah, if you are new around here, please hit that subscribe button, and yeah, like the video, and subscribe if you are new, of course. So we will see what happens on Matchweek 13. Going to be very, very interesting as well. But enjoy the football, enjoy the midweek games. Every game I think is on Amazon Prime, if I remember rightly. So yeah, Amazon have got all these games as well. So enjoy these games, and I'm pretty sure they will be very, very good. And I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone. Enjoy Matchweek 13. See you later. Bye bye for